All right. So good morning, everyone. My name is Tracy Tynan. I'm the director for the Virginia Unmanned Systems Center at CIT, although we have just been rebranded as VIPC for Virginia Innovation Partnership Corporation. Just wanted to put that out there. Before we really get started this morning, I want to say thank you for taking the time today to join us. I want to add some more thank yous, specifically to Deputy Secretary of Public Safety and Homeland Security, Sean Talmadge, who was very instrumental in this entire initiative that's culminating here today with our AO webinar. Also to Captain Sam Stevens of the U.S. Coast Guard and his team, as well as Bill Burkett and his team at the Port of Virginia. And especially to VISA, the Virginia Institute for Space Flight and Autonomy, that are handling today's logistics. And also to all of the public safety and first responders that surround the lower Chesapeake Bay that have been part of this process leading us up here to today. Before I turn this over to David Bowles, I just wanted a few housekeeping items. And that is because we've got around 120 people on this webinar. We want to make sure and turn off our cameras and please mute your microphones. This is really coming about because of your participation and the information that you all provided at the Unmanned Systems Port Security and Emergency Response Summit that was this past July 28th. And that sort of enabled us to formulate this opportunity. And fostering unmanned systems or autonomous systems, air, land, sea, and space in the Hampton Roads region is very important to us for a variety of reasons. But we wanted to keep the momentum and the excitement going. So we've decided to fund this announcement of opportunity. So having said that, I'm going to turn this to David Bowles, Executive Director of VISA, for a lot more information. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Tracy. And thanks to everyone who's taking the time with us this morning. We really appreciate it. I'm looking at the Zoom participant list, and yeah, we're close to 80 online. One thing I will say, and you can probably see it in your Zoom screen, we are recording this. So if you did sign up but couldn't make this morning, we are recording it, so you'll be able to go back and watch a recording of this. It'll be on our YouTube channel. That's VISA, Virginia Institute for Space Flight Autonomy, our YouTube link. But if you go to the main website link that we'll show numerous times this morning, you can get to it from that as well. So again, let me put my thanks on top of Tracy's. She did a good job at kicking it off. First of all, just thanks to Tracy, CIT or VIPC, Virginia Innovative Partnership Corporation, actually put up the initial funding to fund this initial announcement of opportunity and potential demo projects. So thank you, Tracy, and the rest of VIPC. Really means a lot. And also, Tracy said this is, it brings together something we started this past summer. And Sean Talmadge and Captain Stevens and Bill Burkett, the users and operators of the port, Deputy Secretary for Public Safety and Homeland Security, Sean Talmadge, we had this idea, I don't know, probably goes back 6 months of, okay, can we use autonomous systems to enhance safety, security, and emergency response at Virginia's port? And in the Hampton Roads region, I don't have to tell y'all that's the port is a key component of what we are in the Hampton Roads region. And so however we can do and look at autonomous systems and how they can increase potential efficiencies and response times and things like that, we thought was great. And the region and Virginia is also a great ecosystem of autonomous systems companies. I think part of that is demonstrated by the number of participants we have on the webinar today. So we started with understanding what kind of the pinch points or pain points at the port were. Then we had an industry summit, as Tracy said, back at the end of July, where we went over that and got a feeling from industry. Okay, are there opportunities where we can take autonomous systems to address some of those pain points? We got a lot of positive response. And so as we alluded to then, said, hey, I think there's some things that are probably ready for demonstration. And so it's taken us, what are we now? 4 or 5 months from when we had that industry summit back in Norfolk, but we've gotten the funding lined up. And we are going to do this announcement of opportunity. So we're excited about that. A couple other logistics things, and then I'm going to turn it over to John Kostoulis to go through the actual announcement of opportunity. Let me give a big thanks to both John Kostoulis, who really was the brain power and the horsepower behind putting this announcement of opportunity together. He'll go through that. And Emily Pavlik, our director of comm at Visa, for putting all the logistics and arranging this webinar today. So Emily and John, thank both of y'all very much. The last thing I'll say is this is part of a unmanned system strategic regional playbook we're putting together. We've got an MOU with Tracy and the group at VIPC, and we are putting together a playbook, and we call it a playbook as opposed to a strategic plan because they're going to be actionable, achievable things. I will tell you, funding this opportunity, this announcement of opportunity, pushing it out was one of the first plays in the playbook, and be looking for more. We're getting close to the first draft on that, where we can start sending that out for comment. And so we're excited about that. I'll come back on at the end and just remind you of a few things. But with that, let's get into the meat of it. And I'm going to turn it over to John Kostoulis, the Deputy Director at Visa.
Hey, thank you, Dave and Tracy. Much appreciated for all your support. We've got a great team here at Visa and across our region. So I'd like to talk to you today about the announcement of opportunity. So with that, we've gone through the background, the opening remarks, and we're going to be talking about the AO now. So next charting. Emily, thank you. Next chart. So what is an AO? We thought about different kinds of solicitation mechanisms, and this is something that's similar to an RFP. It's basically a simple mechanism that will hit the street, and you'll see some dates in the near future that allows partners and teams to convey their proposal back to us to meet certain requirements. And then Tracy will conduct an evaluation team and evaluate the various proposals, and we'll be making selections. Another note is if you want to ask any questions, we'll have a question and answer session here following the AO overview. But if you want to record anything in the chat as far as questions as we go, please feel free to do so. We'll either answer them when they come up, or we'll answer them in the Q&A session. So the AO scope and purpose is to solicit proposals for system level. And when we say system level, we mean the platform, sensors, any data, and operations for demonstration projects. So we're looking for an end-to-end systems approach to solving the various use cases that were generated by the community, various key applications, or what they're calling pain points, the problems that need to be solved. And then there was a various sets of common requirements that they viewed were important for these systems to have. We'll go over in detail those in just a minute. We'd like to encourage collaboration between government, industry, the public sector, various communities, and academic institutions. So the opportunity to bring everybody together and brainstorm and put together concepts for demonstration does a number of things. It will help us with the public acceptance component. It'll help us with the outreach. It might help industry and others with a workforce pipeline. So the thought was we would really like to solicit proposals that are really collaborative in nature. The other thing we're looking for is we want this to lay the foundation after the demo and demonstration and show how things have been solved for the pursuit of larger opportunities. Dave will touch base on some of those that we see coming down the pipe at the end of the presentation. But also we'd like to understand from your perspective where you think there should be additional opportunities for operational integration of these systems and how you think things could serve from a longer term sustainability perspective. So next chart. AO specifics. So without giving you too much information, the specific AO will, and all the details of formatting and context and content and everything will be coming out in early January. You'll see the schedule shortly. But we're only looking for Virginia entities to lead and submit the proposals. You can include others from outside the region or outside of the Commonwealth. They can be a partner with you, but we're looking for Virginia entities to actually be the submitting organization and to lead the proposal. We want to balance this with the resources that we have available. So we're only going to be looking for about 4-page proposals, and that's not including your cover page. We're not looking, we won't be evaluating any addendums or attachments or anything else. The core 4-page proposal plus your cover page. And then we're also going to be asking for a 1-page executive summary. That executive summary will have a specific format, and we want that to be our elevator speech. If you're selected, we'll be able to use that as promotional material and communications and outreach materials and things like that. Of course, your proposal should contain what it is you're proposing to do, why you're proposing to do it, and how that you propose to demonstrate it, how you propose to develop it, and how you propose to demonstrate it. Of course, some milestones, schedule, deliverables. Who are your partners and the team, and why you brought them on board. How much you're requesting for funding. And currently, thanks to Tracy and the Unmanned Systems Division and VIPC, we have $100,000. We anticipate making 1 or more awards, and we are in the process of looking for additional funding. So that number could go up, which would enable us to make additional follow-on awards if we are successful. Next chart. So some of the high-level evaluation criteria, and these are not in any order or anything specific, but of course the relevance to the port security and emergency response community is why we're here. Implementation, management, and outreach plans, how you plan on doing that. Your capabilities and your partner's capabilities and experience. The cost that you're proposing to do the demonstration for. And then if you have any cost sharing, you might be involved with other programs or projects. You might have additional IRAD that you would like to bring to the table or anything else. We'd like to understand that and how that fits in. And then where you see the long-term benefits of what it is you're proposing and how you would like to sustain the project following the completion of the project, where you might pursue funding opportunities, where you think there might be additional leverage, whatever that might be. The schedule is, we're not going to be asking you to write a proposal over the holidays. We'd really like for you to think about who your partners might be and what things you can solve. And then the AO will be released on our website January the 5th. And then proposals will be due a little over a month and a half later on February 23rd. And then selections will be in the late April timeframe, April 26th, We anticipate projects to start in middle of May once we get all the contracts and statements of work and everything finalized. And then we'd like to see the projects completed by the end of October of 2020. Oh, there's some typos. No, that's a good one, 2022. So you'll have it all done by 2022. So this is a key thing, this one thing. All of our communications will go through, and when I mean communications, questions and answers, AO release, proposal submittals, information on organizations that are seeking collaborations, and I can already see a few here, and that might have capabilities to offer. This webinar will have a recorded, and it'll have a button where you can hit the button and go to the YouTube page. Will all be handled through the link that you see here, the website link. And this is the Visa website. The website has a projects page, and then from the projects page, there's a specific project called Announcement of Opportunities. And this will where all the communications will occur, and we'll post frequently asked questions and responses. Again, if organizations are seeking collaborations or partnerships, there's a template for you to fill out there, and we will make sure that they're on the website. So, industries maybe looking for certain kinds of things can scan through them and figure out who would be partners that might fit maybe anything that they might want to add to or enhance their system proposal. Next chart. So as we said earlier, we're here for the emergency response and port security community, and all their hard work starting earlier in the spring through the summer and now culminating in this AO has produced the following. It has use cases, and the use cases center around search and rescue, maritime and port operations, hazmat, general response that they do, bomb squad or bomb security. And they were able to, over the last few months, we've spent some time putting together what they felt were a group of high priority pain points or challenges, some medium priority ones, and then some lower priority ones. And we'll go through these from this point. There aren't any specific performance requirements, but in general, this is what they're looking for. Conducting quick response hazmat assessments and mitigation on the water or land, and it can involve aerial systems as well. Conducting search and rescue in difficult terrain and geography and hazardous conditions. Things such as shallow waters, wide search areas, rural areas, heavily populated neighborhoods, vegetation covered terrain, active fire, severe weather. Threat and hazard identification on and under the water, including ship and bridge assessments, underwater mapping of the bottom of the bay and channels, including the ability to detect changes quickly following a disastrous event or natural hazard. The medium priority pain points are, again, in no particular order, but grouped together. Difficulty in getting complete assessment of air operations, including identifying drones, especially civilian ones, to determine whether they are a threat. Currently, responders are relying on self-reporting by drone operators. Quick damage assessments of critical infrastructure, such as roadways, pipelines, etc., because these missions are time and personnel intensive. And identification and monitoring of potential threats on land. Next chart. And a group of lower priority ones deal with safety and security organizations need a robust and secure capability to get video from existing streaming systems to the end users. And then crowd assessment and control both on land and in the water during large events are challenging. So those are the kind of high-level pain points. We're going to be asking for you to think about these pain points, think about your systems, your sensors, your platforms, how you get data, how you operate, and figure out how the system that you're proposing can solve many of these pain points or only a couple of these pain points. But these are the things that the community has said that they would like to see as a demonstration project. Now, the requirements that the systems should have: adverse weather and environment operations. So, it should be able to operate in the environment it is intended to operate in. 24-hour day and night operations, ruggedized, mobility, navigation on uneven terrain, in currents, cluttered, confined areas, portability and maintainability, real-time capability for mapping terrain, seafloor, and the coast. Easy to use, so you have training manuals or easy to operate, easy interfaces, that sort of thing. The potential ability to swap and upgrade and extend various sensors and systems, secure and persistent comm, and automation. Autopilot would detect and avoid. And the last one is they feel like the 1 to 3 mile range and 1 to 3 hours of endurance is also a requirement. Next chart, please. So that was a high-level overview of the AO, kind of the dates, and that things will be hitting the street and your responses are due. That presentation, or this whole presentation, will be available on the website for you to get additional information on or review. And then the actual AO will be published on January the 5th on our website. And there is a button for the AO itself. So with that, I thought we'd open it up for any questions, either online or you can type it in the chat. Dave, would you like to add anything else before we go to the Q&A session?
Yeah, just real quick, because there was one thing that I overlooked to say up front, and I should have done that. So, John, did a great job walking through the intent of what we want to see in these proposals. Visa is managing that piece of the process. I want to say that we are not involved in the selection. Tracy is putting together the selection committee, which will include users and operators of the port, the community that came up with these pinch points, people that are going to be using these systems. They will do the evaluations. We're just kind of managing the process. So I say that because Visa is part of Old Dominion University, but we're going to firewall ourselves off, myself and John Kostoulis and Emily. That is about the extent of the Visa workforce. So we're going to be firewalled off. So if other components of the university on the academic side or other, like the Virginia Modeling and Simulation Center, we're not going to have any sway or say in the actual selection process. So just to keep things nice and clean, so there's not any perceived conflict of interest there. So I did want to say that, and I should have said that up front. And yeah, we're happy to take questions. If you want to kind of raise your hand and turn your video on and unmute yourself, or type them in the chat. We're going to collect all this. As we said, all of this is being recorded. So you can ask questions today, or you can go in and submit questions at the website that's on the screen now. There is a button for doing that, and we'll keep track of all that. But we thought it was a good opportunity while we're here, if you had some questions that we could help answer in person. So I'll open it up and let's see, what do we have in the chat?
So yes, the link to the PowerPoint is on the website. Emily will be posting this presentation to the website shortly, as soon as we finish. Yes, ODU partners can participate. We are strictly firewalled. So please, again, use the website to fill out your partner form, what you might want to bring to the table. If you have, research or technology or systems or sensors or whatever. So AlphaCat systems to everybody. Yes, ODU departments can participate, and we are, Visa itself will be completely firewalled. And to reiterate what Dave said earlier, and we feel this is extremely important, that Visa itself will not be part of the evaluation process or any of the evaluation selections. So we're just managing it for them. There is a button on the website that will take you directly. Thank you, Emily. As a North Carolina company, we must team with Virginia lead. Yes, you should team with a Virginia lead. And you can also fill out the collaboration opportunity form that will be on the website. It's a very easy form. We're going to group them. So in this case, North Carolina Unmanned Vehicles is somebody that provides 24/7 surveillance and comm. So you'll be able to put your logo on there, describe your company, describe what it is you'd like to bring to the table, and it'll your points of contact, and it'll allow everybody to see that and probably use to contact you. Alex, hey, does previous or current Visa funding preclude proposing as a lead? No. So Visa has run some opportunities, announcements of opportunity in the past, and has funded other things, but it does not preclude you from taking that capability or those kinds of things and bringing them to a partner or proposing in the future. And Emily has done a great job with the link, and frequently asked questions will scroll and be there for you to look at all the time. The partnership and opportunity or collaboration opportunity will be something that I think will be used very extensively. We've got a neat template filled out for that. And everything that you're going to need from the announcement of opportunity will be handled through that website. You can submit questions to our email. You'll actually submit your proposals and they'll be time-stamped. Submit your proposals via the website as well. So we will run everything through that website. Let's see, will there be, I just want to make sure, will there be technical information about any video management systems in the AO RFP, or there's someone you can point to questions to? Yes. So if you're dealing with the comm downlinks, the video, we will be able to, Chris Sadler will be able to tell us their baseline that they currently have now. And I'll get with Chris. Please make sure you note that question in the on the website, and I'll make sure that we get Chris to at least give everybody an idea of what they currently have. And you can figure out either how your system integrates with that or how you can improve the capability. Is this strictly a tech solution, or can we incorporate service and SMEs? Well, again, the purpose of the AO is to do a system level demonstration that demonstrates capability to enable a use case, pain points, and those requirements. So I will leave that one up to the proposer.
And John, this just might be a good place if you're bringing that service of subject matter expertise, again, filling out one of those partner forms on the website would be a good way to communicate what you're bringing to the table on that.
Great point, Dave. we had thought about, normally during a solicitation period, there is actually a conference that people have and bring everybody together with booths and everything else. And we're trying to recreate that concept by using our collaboration opportunities page to kind of help everybody. To verify, the 100K is for a demonstrator and not a complete platform. No, we're asking for the, hold on, there was a question. Assuming 100K in funding, how many awards do you plan to make with this level of funding? We anticipate, David, making at least one or more awards. We're hoping that we can get a leverage, and others are bringing funds to the table possibly. And we are looking to grow that amount. We have some feelers out to some various entities who may want to leverage this announcement of opportunity with some funding. So that amount could grow. To verify.
There was one before that 100K one, John, about, yeah, just from Brent.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Brent. Who would own the solution for the port security and emergency response community? So the ownership, the demo would be, since it's funded by the state, we would have to work through that, but we are also looking at the tech transfer component to it. And we will work through that firm answer on that. But right now, since it is state funding, the data at a minimum and the performance and things like that at a minimum would be owned by the state. However, I'm sure that there would be some opportunity for tech transfer, commercialization, things like that. So that's a great question. We'll think about that in detail and get a firm response to that, Brent. To verify, the 100K is for a demonstrator and not a complete platform. So we are looking for the system demonstration of a complete platform. And so in this case, we would like to see the end-to-end solution for one of those use cases, one or more of those use cases, one or more of those challenges or pain points, and one or more of those requirements. Now, would the state own that specific system that's demonstrated? Likely not, but we will make sure that that is the case and provide a firm answer. Giannis, will individuals from the port and or other users of the technological results of this work be available to provide guidance on how to best serve their needs, either pre or post award? Let us think about getting you an answer to that. I know a lot of times systems require much lower level detail requirements. We would have to work through the community on that. We've tried to provide the best guidance that we can, that we have right now. I'm sure post award, there would probably be some discussions on perhaps or post demonstration on maybe more specifics, because everybody's learning in this process. But for the most part, I don't believe, to keep things on a level playing field, if we do have more detailed requirements, they will be posted on our website. So that way everybody can see them.
Yeah.
Can companies from other nations, U.S. allies, participate as partners with a Virginia company or lead? We don't see why not, unless there's ITAR restrictions or other kinds of things. We feel fairly comfortable in that if there is another nation that has, or another company from another nation that wants to partner with a Virginia lead, we would not discourage that proposal, and it would not be ruled out. Is there some level of or specific types of comm infrastructure that we should use or preclude from use? I will, Tony, I will get you that information. I do know that recently the emergency response community, along with the port security, have put a baseline together. And I will work with Chris Sadler to make sure that we get the answer to that question, so you could see at least what's being used now. And then you can brainstorm on either how what you can do enhances that capability, or how what you might be proposing is compatible with that. Is there any expected buy-in from proposers? Will buy-in increase the company's chances? So, Benjamin, great question. Again, leverage is something that we're looking for. Cost sharing is something that we're looking for. I don't know. I mean, we're going to leave that up to the evaluation criteria and their evaluation team. But I do know one time that we ran Visa itself ran an AO. Those things factored in to the evaluation because it does help to have match or cost sharing or leverage to enable the demonstration. Plus, it also helps show that you already have a user community out there and other people that are looking for the same types of things. So great question, Benjamin. Hi, everybody. Thank you for the presentation. Unify. Okay, great. So we look forward to seeing your information on our collaborators page on Visa. Please feel free to put what it is you do and how you do it and where you're looking to partner in Virginia. This is something that we kind of anticipated, and we were very happy to see now that anticipating it the way we did, that we're seeing people that really want to figure out how to partner and solve our solutions that we're looking for. At least the aerial component of UXS regulatory challenges are the largest barrier to entry. How much do you expect these proposals to address regulatory approval? So we'll have to go through that. We'd love to hear what it is you're proposing and how you're proposing to do it and where you think those barriers might be. And we can work through that process to ensure that you're able to demonstrate what it is you're going to be demonstrating. Again, we're focused on the demonstration right now. If you see that the demonstration will have some regulatory barriers in the future to overcome, then please note that in your proposal. When is the selection going to occur? Emily, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is towards the end of April, like April 26th. We plan on doing the announcement on or about April 26th. Yes, there's the schedule. And so that should answer that question. Wonderful, Emily. Thank you. Yes, collaboration opportunities is the button on the website. And you can fill all your information out. There is a set of selections down below that'll help categorize things for people. So if they can search, they'll be able to search, okay, I need a sensor, or I need a platform, or I need a data provider, or I need a comm person, or I need this, that, or the other thing. They can search that database and be able to provide that information. The demonstration will occur in this area, in the Tidewater, Virginia area, because that's where the port is. It can occur basically where you would like it to occur. We have access to the water, we have access to the air, we have access to land. So think about that on that demonstration, but the goal is to demonstrate it in an active port environment.
Yeah, I would just add there, John. Again, we're trying not to be too prescriptive on things like that, but the ultimate goal is, hey, it's got to you've got to be able to demonstrate that it's going to address one or more of those pain points, and so it's got to be in somewhat a relevant environment that's you can easily say, okay, this will work to address one of those pain points in the port environment. So,
and the great response, Dave. Is pain point, so let's see, is a pain point use case document available? It will be as part of an attachment to the AO. However, it will be very similar to what is in this presentation. So it might elaborate a little bit more, but not much more. So begin thinking about those general use cases, pain points, and requirements. UAS air restrictions. So with this in mind, let's let this go until 11:45, and then we'll do some closing remarks. And please, if we don't get to your question today, it will be answered on our website. UAS restrictions is why I asked, correct? There are UAS restrictions, so please think about that as part of your proposal and your demonstration. We do have experience with permissions from the Navy for both air operations and water operations, as well as the port. So there are some things that can be done ahead of time to secure their approvals. So factor those kinds of things in. We with Visa, ODU, and others, and then the community at large that will be participating in this, or as an end user, they do conduct these operations, these types of things for manned systems all the time, and they will work through those logistics to enable the demonstration. We will help as much as we can on the regulatory, environmental, or coordination requirements. Visa will, as Dave said, we won't be part of the selection process, but we will be managing these toward once they're selected. And of course, yes, we will work through our contacts at the port, Navy, the emergency response community to ensure that everything is coordinated and you will be allowed to demonstrate. We do have those connections already set up through the process that we've used in getting to the point that we have. We got a couple more minutes. And I know I'll remind everybody again, the AO information link you see right there on your main page right now, it's up. It's kind of the go-to place. Everything that you hopefully need will be there. If not, you can send questions. There's a button to push to send questions and your proposal, and we'll make sure things get posted on the frequently asked questions page so you can get your answers. We will make sure that if anybody submits a question, that everybody will get to see the answer to, which we feel is extremely important. So if you ask a question and it's specifically germane to your proposal or whatever, just understand that that answer that we provide back is going to go to everybody in the community, because we're going to be publishing it on our webpage. I will say that during the demonstration phase, you should probably anticipate, public officials and other people attending that kind of demonstration as well, because, this is being publicized to both our local leaders as well as state leaders and others. So, the Port of Virginia is extremely important. And you can imagine an autonomous systems demonstration like this, solving a key challenge and representing a capability possibly for the future, is going to catch attention of others. So, all right. With that, Dave, did you want to give us some closing remarks?
Yeah, there you go. So that is the all-knowing website. So we just put it up again. That is your place for all the information on this. I will say, we are looking for possible additional funds for this demo. But one of the things John talked about in the assessment criteria was long-term benefit and sustainability. So in at the industry summit we had this past July, we talked about potential other sources of funding throughout the state and at the federal level. So what we envision is this is not a one and done, hopefully, kind of thing. We do want to see where, okay, we've demonstrated it kind of in this relevant environment, and it addresses some of these pain points with the common requirements we've outlined. You see some path to forward funding at a higher level where we can actually put this into practice. By definition, this is just a demonstration. It's not an operational system that is going to be used, that is paid for and used on a daily basis. This demonstration, hopefully, in that long-term benefit and sustainability will get you to that point. So I didn't want to put a bunch of extra slides in today to talk about these. We showed them at the July event. We will post them on our website. They're for this AO. There are several state-related funding opportunities. The State Homeland Security Program that you submit through VDEM, the Hampton Roads Urban Areas Security Initiative, the UASI grants, and a port security grant program. They're kind of local opportunities that, if this demonstration is successful, could lead to this future funding and this moving more toward an operational system. There's also federal direct S&T, Department of Homeland Security S&T opportunities available as well. Like I said, we went over some of these at the industry workshop back at the end of July. We will post those on our on this website that you see up on the screen now. Like I said, I just didn't want to have a bunch of slides on that today. We really wanted to focus on this announcement of opportunity that we've got coming up here. Just again, a couple other key dates. We're looking at January 5th for the announcement of opportunity coming out, and proposals due on February the 23rd. So we're not asking anybody to work over the holidays. We want you to be thinking about it. If you come up with more questions, again, go to this website. You can submit your questions there. We will post all the questions and answers so everybody is working from a level playing field as far as information. If you want to partner, we've talked about the collaboration forum. Again, that's on the website. Again, I want to just give a big shout out, first of all, to Tracy for finding this funding and being a fantastic partner in taking what we're doing in the Hampton Roads area and looking at this on how it's complementary to the rest of the Commonwealth unmanned systems ecosystem. We do have a great ecosystem in the Commonwealth. Hampton Roads is a piece of that. And so thank her for that. And thank Emily and John for their work in pulling this webinar together and the AO together. So that's really all I had to say. Tracy, I will turn it over to you if you had any final comments.
No, I couldn't. Let's let people eat lunch. Thank you, everyone, for your, however, thank you.
All right. Go to the website. And if you got some more questions, put them there. And we look forward to working with all of you as we go through this process. Thank y'all all very much. And with that, we're going to sign off.
Thank you.
Thank you.